The Velveteen Dream is back in professional wrestling, returning for the first time since his May 2021 release from WWE. Where did he show up? Why did he show up now? What's going on with this whole situation? I'm going to fill you in on everything we know so far. Before I do, though, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, let's talk about it. Velveteen Dream has not been seen in WWE or in wrestling as a whole, basically, since 2021. He only very recently, in the past few weeks, started making the rounds with media interviews, discussing the allegations against him, some of them extremely shocking and horrifying. And he, last night, made his return to the ring for the first time for an indie show, and it's got a lot of people talking. So this was an indie show by Dynasty in Albany, New York last night. He interrupted the opening match, issued an open challenge, and in the main event of the show, accepted that open challenge and ended up doing a match as the babyface, as the good guy. He ended up going over clean and then shaking hands and fisting hands with the fans at ringside. So obviously, there's a lot to talk about here. Velveteen Dream was ostracized by much of the wrestling community because of allegations that he was sending illicit photos to minors over Instagram. There were also allegations made against him from former WWE talent like EC3 that he was filming them in very private settings. There are a whole bunch of things that have happened and been said throughout this time and over the past few years about and around Velveteen Dream that haven't been great. He was also arrested, I believe, a few times back in 2022. First for marijuana. Sorry, excuse me. It was first for first-degree battery and trespassing. Then just a few days later for drug charges. So it's worth noting those charges were dropped. Velveteen Dream has denied the allegations against him. And yet he did put out an apology video just a few weeks ago, which kind of is the reason this media tour started. He appeared on, I believe, Chris Van Vliet, which is like one of his most notorious and I think long-form podcasts that he's done during that time. And I believe that this is all being done in an attempt to try to rehab his image. And I mean, I don't believe that. It's just true. This is all being done in a way that should try to rehab Velveteen Dream's image. And that's why you saw him, I think, after a while, he just wanted to get back into wrestling. And that's why you saw the apology video go out. That's why you saw him do the rounds. He was very open, apparently, about the way he did media. He said, no questions off limits, whatever. I do recommend everyone go check out that Chris Van Vliet interview that he did because it opens up, I think, it definitely gives Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, real names, opinion on some of these things. I'm not going to speak to how valid those are, but it is what it is. It's all out there. Now, when we talk about booking someone like Velveteen Dream, it obviously is going to come with, I believe, a lot of valid criticism because by all accounts, or by a lot of accounts, I should say, this isn't a good guy. And that's the bare minimum you can say. He denies that these DMs were real. He says that they were doctored in some way. He was accused again by EC3 of recording people, including EC3 himself, I believe, at a party in a very private setting in the bathroom. And that, in my view, like those types of things should definitely give bookers pause. It didn't give this organization, I believe the name is Dynasty, did not give them pause. They booked him. And they not only booked him, they booked him as a babyface. They booked him to go over clean. They booked him basically to start what I believe is going to be his return tour. If you ask me, I think that a return to WWE, is out of the question, especially right now. I do not believe that WWE, given the sensitivities around what has been revealed in the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant lawsuit, as well as the returning conversations around the Ashley Massaro incident that was handled very poorly, to say the least, by WWE. I don't believe that they would want to bring back someone like Velveteen Dream in their locker room or bring that press around them. I think it's a very similar situation with AEW. I doubt that AEW right now wants to do that, especially they had their own controversy with the Chris Jericho allegations that surfaced, and like those have not been addressed. So I think from a strictly a PR perspective, I don't think you're going to see either company, really like trying to get this guy. I don't believe that there are going to be a lot of companies to try to get this guy. Someone will, because at the end of the day, regardless of how I feel about Patrick Clark or his alleged actions or whatever, at the end of the day, like, bookers are going to book, and they're going to book talented talent. And look, Patrick Clark is a very talented professional wrestler. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Before all of this stuff, I thought he was on a trajectory to be a world champion in WWE. He was going to be a guy, like one of the main event guys. And it was all right there. But but these things overshadow all of that, and as they should, right? So again, I'm not saying, that every company out there is going to be like, no, we can't sign this guy. No, we can't sign this guy. There's going to be someone who does. I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate about who it may be, but I could see him like appearing on, like one of these like more notably known indie feds, and because at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell tickets, and they believe that a former WWE name, like Patrick Clark, would do that. So we'll see, but Velveteen Dream seemingly making a return to professional wrestling. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Really interested to hear your thoughts. And also, just noting that Real Take Wrestling is making its way up to 20,000 subscribers. Once we hit that 20,000 mark, guys, I am going to make a pretty big announcement about a potential giveaway. So be sure, stay tuned, subscribe, all that stuff. I believe we're just over 100 subscribers away from 20,000. Be sure to subscribe for a chance to win a potential prize that I'm going to announce as soon as we hit 20,000. So subscribe, hit that like button, follow us on the X at RealTakeW, all that jazz. And until next time, keep it real.